What is up with it? Today we are going to be watching the grand finals of the Mulheim Regional. You guys can find this on One Piece Card Game Central's Twitch if you want to watch more of this tournament. This is going to be between Mauzio and Lear. I actually have Mauzio joining me. He joined me for the top 4, which you guys can also watch on this channel. Mauzio, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, hello. Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And if you guys are interested in hearing at all about his Shanks deck list, there's a few interesting techs and ratios that are different than a lot of lists that you'll see. Maybe they'll come up in this match, but you can hear about that at the beginning of the top 4 match that we just recorded. But here, who had better seeding? Do you know? Was it you or Lear?
Yes, so once again, Lear, my last round opponent in Swiss. Also my second loss. So he went ahead and I think finished 8th in after Swiss. So he was once again the higher seeding. Chose to go second actually. So I would have chosen first 2, I think, as Shanks. I was told by some of my friends playing Lucci, so I would have chosen first anyways. But yeah, he chose to go second. Obviously, found like the best opener in Utah. It's like insane card. I played Lucci like the longest time since OP7, and I found love in Utah as well.
Yes.
So we're both hitting the curve pretty good here.
Yeah, I mean, he's finding literally exactly what he wants. Uta into Kuzan is like the nuts.
Yeah.
Anytime you see like those 2 cards on curve as Lucci, like your win rate is actually so good.
Yeah. Yeah, but me also like my only escape from this is obviously Lucky Roo, which I end up finding here. So I'm pretty happy about this. Sanji obviously helps this too on curve. But yeah, I played Lucci a lot, like a lot. But since the Gekkoban, not so much. I appreciate everyone who takes their time to figure out the deck list with Lucci, and I think they're pretty subtle right now, at least for this format. So I will be back into Lucci probably, because I just always played at the control decks. Like I played Sakazuki, I played Lucci, and Shanks comes closest to this. Like in the I play a very control-y Shanks list. So I wanted to get that control feeling back in mono red, which I will emphasize in EB02, I think. Like playing more control.
More control, yeah.
More control, yeah. And it's just like you do the same thing as black, removing the bodies with like the new gates, the Backman, the Tankers bomb Shanks. It feels just so good.
Okay, so I've seen a lot of, as someone who has been playing Lucci this format, I've seen a lot of different Shanks players approach this exact scenario very differently. Do you think you should be blocking here, or what do you think you should be doing with the Lucky Roo on this turn?
Yeah, so I figured like the only chance I keep the Sanji here is by blocking now and KOing the Uta. So if he swings 5 on the Sanji, I can still protect it with like leader ability 2k, and I want the additional attacks. That was my thought process. If I would have just like let the Lucky Roo go, he could easily clear both with like 1 Lucci and still have 2 threats on the board. So that's why I opted to just block it.
And here,
I think if he would have swung, yeah.
No, go ahead. If he would have done what?
No, I just want to say, if he would have swung like with the Kuzan into face, I might would have just used leader ability. But with finding value in the block here, I think that's why I took it as well.
Yeah. And it actually ends up being very good for you that you did block, because he actually does have the 5-cost Tashigi in his hand. So he could have cleared the Lucky Roo, and it's actually really bad for him that he elected to play it the way he did. If he just swings 5 at your life, if you would have chosen to just leader effect, now he plays the Tashigi, he clears the Roo, then he swings 6 into your Sanji. I'm assuming you probably lose that as well. And then, now he has Tashigi, Kuzan, and Uta on board, and you have nothing. It would have been a really, really strong play for him. I mean, this is still reasonable, right? He's still going to clear your board.
Yeah.
But he lost the Uta in the process. And he has to put like 3 things to the bottom instead of like establishing the Tashigi.
Yeah. Especially the Tashigi is like really respectable. Like you need to respect it. The lists are playing it for the Teach matchup especially. But also it's just a clean answer to Lucky Roo, obviously.
Lucky Roo or
whenever
Marco.
I see like, yeah, exactly. So whenever I see like, and for Sanji too, like not letting me draw there. But obviously on Lucky Roo with all the 6k buddies or less on Lucci's field, it's just a clean answer, which you can't just ignore.
Lear plays a little
And then,
bit.
Yeah. So here, obviously, 3 buddies on the field. I have the Ben Beckman in my hand. Kuzan, obviously, the biggest threat of all. So
100%.
try to get a counter out first, while swinging at him, and then obviously trashing him as the highest priority here. And Lucci still have so much reach, even without the Kuzan.
100%.
This deck just never dies.
No.
This deck never dies.
No, I really think that, I don't know. I've rambled about it a few times recently, but just to like reiterate, like this deck has had 3 cards banned, and just like the free -1 while milling 2 on a 5k leader is actually just too good. It allows like too much consistency, too much defensibility. The black card pool is just too strong. On the next list, I'm 100% sure that they're going to do another hit to this deck. And the question to me is just like, are they going to ban the leader, or are they going to ban Rebecca? I almost feel like they just have to ban the leader, honestly.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because
for life.
It's crazy because like the leader seems so unassuming, but like in the context of everything, it's just so bonkers.
Yeah, totally agree. Like I am the worst at evaluating leaders. So when Pluffy was announced, I was like, this is the worst leader. Why would you take a life just for a Don? Then Lucci came up with, okay, you have just -1 for what? For milling 2? What is that? But I was always so wrong. And this -1 is just like you play Lucci a lot, and then you play like something like Gecko Moria, or the leader Gecko Moria, or like the starter deck black 3D2Y.
Oh yeah, starter deck Luffy.
Starter deck Luffy. You always miss the -1. The -1 does everything, even though it seems like nothing. And also like trashing
is so huge. Honestly, that's the best part to me. Like the fact that you get to set up your trash, so like you make your deck infinitely more consistent, because like you don't need to draw all your pieces. You can also mill them. Like when cards like Rebecca and Mancherry, or in the past Gecko Moira, like all these cards that like take from your trash, like the consistency that you get from milling is just like too good. That's the thing that when I try other black decks, I miss the most. Is like, man, I don't just get to free mill too. Like I don't get to like have all these options in my trash.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so he's gonna go 6.
Yeah. Now us talking most about Lucci is most representative. Like Shanks is just so linear deck. Lucci is so much more interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I think like really what you're I do kind of think this game is actually going pretty decently for you. Like you found a lot of the things you want to, right? Like you found the 3-drop on 3 that replaces itself. That's awesome. You found the Lucky Roo on 5. I think that's probably the number one thing you'd want to play on 5 in this matchup. And it got its full value. It like both got a block and got to KO something. And then you got the Rayleigh. You got the Beckman into the Rayleigh.
Beckman.
So you're really finding everything, and like your opponent has found some good cards too, but nothing like after the first 2 turns, I wouldn't say he's had like the ideal answers. He actually did on 6, but because you blocked, like he didn't get to get the full value from the Tashigi that he would have liked.
Yeah. This actually the third Utah. So I cleared two
yeah,
already,
you did.
Third Utah. I was hoping for the 9-cost Kaido here. Because that's one of the matchups I tagged in my bomb Shanks for, and I actually end up drawing it. So it's just waiting in my hand for his 9-cost Kaido, and this is like the most represented play, right? I play Rayleigh or Dragon on 8. He leader attacks, do Kaido, cleanly clears my 8-drop, and then I can KO Shanks, and that's pretty good for me. But he ends up not finding the 9-cost Kaido and goes white here, which for me, not having the rush Shanks, but rather the bomb Shanks, is really weird in this spot. So there's like so many threats on the board. An Uta I can't attack into, a Laboom, which minuses every turn. So I feel like I need to go white here as well. So I opted to play 2 bodies instead of just the 10-drop Shanks, because he would just have so many swings and still have like the reducers.
Yeah, the 10-drop Shanks like clears one thing and then gets like one counter card out of his hand. I think it's like really weak here, so I like this play more, going 6-7. He only has, I think, 2 or 3 cards in hand. I think only 2. Yeah. So he'd have to give up his whole hand. You also get to establish this Lucky Roo, which is going to trade really well.
Yes.
Yeah, I have to imagine you come away winning this game. I mean, we'll see. No spoilers, but it feels like you're in a pretty good spot.
So this turn felt really good for me. Like the Lucky Roo hitting everything on his field, and I'm in the spot I want to be because the Lucci is on like 3 cards in hand, can just clear everything every turn. This is the pot I want to be into.
So. Yeah, he kind of needs a bit of a miracle hand to like be able to navigate this board, which I think he does maybe have a Tempest Kick in hand, if I'm not mistaken, which is step 1 of the miracle hand, is a reducer that doesn't actually take a card out of his hand.
He has a Tempest Kick, or I think he top decked a Manchery here. So obviously Manchery also really bad in this matchup for me, because I don't have like the little attackers. He just cleared everything. But I don't remember exactly what he's doing here.
Oh, he just top decked a Rebecca off of the Tempest Kick. Yo, okay, this is what I was talking about. This is like the miracle situation. Yeah, that's actually crazy. All right, it's not like it completely swings the game back in his favor, but it's a huge step. Step.
Yeah, like those little blockers are very annoying for Shanks too. I can't really deal with it. I have just so many swings every turn, and like that's why all the low cost blockers get back into the game. Like I've seen the Corsets in the Ray Juice. I've seen now the Vivis in the Blackbeard deck list. It's just so annoying for Shanks.
Yeah.
But I feel that it's absolutely the right call with all the Shanks representatives. Like it's very reasonable and understandable.
Completely agree. It's actually so crazy to me that like all these decks they play these one drop blockers that have no counter, and Bandai's like, yeah, let's print a 1/1 drop blocker for Blackbeard, but let's give it 2k counter.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's just insane.
I imagine this Karibu gonna get played.
It's just so crazy, man. Like all these decks have to play a brick for a 1/1 blocker, and he gets to play a 2k. Holy shit.
Yeah. I'm very excited how the Blackbeard decks are gonna look like. Like I'm not a Blackbeard player. I probably never will be, but I appreciate the what they came up with, like the VVs, and like the Laboom is coming back, which is pretty annoying. And but you have to be careful, I think, because with all those non-searchable pieces, then
you can start whiffing.
Gonna get you start whiffing, and it's just you have no other choice but one card, and your consistently is gonna fall a lot there. So
yeah,
I'm excited how it's gonna end.
There's a lot of expression and deck building with the Blackbeard deck for sure.
I mean, I've seen the Rush Burgess builds.
Yeah, those are funny. A
few of them. But I think it's just very inconsistent, and that's what the deck is strong about, like the consistency it has. So obviously gonna be able to clear both of them again. I needed to block the 7k, get like the 2 cards.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right. It's actually crazy to think about. He started his turn with 3 cards in hand. He finished it with 2 cards in hand, and he put 2 bodies on board. One is a 6k, one is a blocker, and he removed 2 things from your board. Like, wow, fair and balanced, by the
way. Welcome to Lucci.
Yeah, just thank goodness he wasn't able to play 8-drop Gecko Moira there, right?
Yeah.
Then you would have been in real trouble.
He doesn't even need to.
Yeah, doesn't need it.
Doesn't even need to. So here obviously Dragon Rayleigh would have been a little bit better.
Yeah, Rayleigh would be better, I think.
Could have bought me another turn. So in this scenario I don't want to be aggro, because he can just block 1, and then I need to hope he doesn't have like 2/2ks. He probably could defend it. I don't know if it's the right place. So at this point, we're just playing the resource game pretty heavily. So I don't know how many cards I have in hand. I can imagine like 4 or 5.
I think you have maybe 5. Yeah, 5. Oh, 6?
Yeah. 6 even?
It might have even been 6.
So
it's somewhere around there.
Yeah. I probably just have to survive here. But I still need to pressure his life, because he's at 3 life. I still have to get 4 damage in somehow. Not having a rush in my hand right now. So let's see how I decide here. Can't really remember.
So counter here. What did he top deck? Okay, 6.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. There's a couple who's who, and I'm not sure what this last card is.
I think at some point he drew the Moncherry, but I'm not sure if it was this. It's just so chill to have an untimed game.
Yeah, it is. It's nice.
First time for me.
Oh.
And it's just, oh yeah, he's just going all in on the dragon here.
Yeah.
Baiting the counter and clearing my last big character.
I think this was
smart, actually.
Yeah, I think this is super smart.
That's pretty good, because I think I need to counter the first hits, otherwise I'm going too much down. But I should have calculated it a little better, I think, to not let my dragon die.
I mean, you probably didn't want to go to 0 either.
Yeah.
Especially because I don't think you have any more blockers in your hand. So, like... Yeah, I think you probably did the correct thing. Like, if you take one of those 6s and then he bombs your life and then you have no No blockers, like you
Yeah,
just die the
yeah,
following
yeah,
turn and you
exactly.
lose. So
Yeah, exactly.
and like
So
he's low enough resources where it's like it's possible that that's like a play he can make.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
he played the turn very well.
Mm-hmm.
Like just buying him one turn, getting the draw for free,
Oh wow,
not
another Tempest kick,
wasting any
another miracle.
resources. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yo, is it just his day? It might just be his day. Looking. Oh wait. I mean, he can remove it. It's not exactly how he would probably want to. I think he has to who's who it, if I saw his hand correctly, which is obviously not ideal, but oh,
I
only
mean,
seven.
you still have to play it
Mm-hmm.
cleanly, which he does. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't see any mistakes on his side. He
No, I've
plays very well throughout the days. He was on stream a couple times on this day, on the
mm,
last day, I think, and it's just a pretty clean Lucci player.
mm-hmm. The only thing I've seen that I disagree with was I do think he was supposed to swing Kuzan at your face that
Oh
one
yeah,
turn.
yeah,
That's the
probably,
only
probably.
everything else I think he's actually played really magnificent.
Yeah, not his first game on Lucci.
No, I don't think so either. Yeah, and actually it's just been really tragic for you all game that you've drawn this bomb Shanks instead of the
Yeah,
regular Shanks. Because
yeah,
the regular
yeah.
Shanks, like, if you had it and you were able to drop it on like any of these turns, he would not have been able to answer it, and I think the game would have just ended.
Yeah, maybe. Like I haven't the opportunity to play the bomb Shanks
Mm-hmm.
up until now, and now I have a Rush Luffy, a 10 cost Shanks, a Chopper Block, and a 0 cost, and it's just one of my only plays
Mm-hmm.
here to play the 10 cost.
Yeah,
Um,
I think here you
so
have to.
if it gives me if he takes the life here, I probably play the Luffy and the
Mm-hmm.
Chopper.
Mm-hmm.
So I swing like eight
Mm-hmm.
with the Luffy and play the Chopper to bring him to one life and threaten lethal. But this way I need to play it now and hope he can't remove it.
Mm-hmm.
So
He does top
so
deck
now
the Man Sherry, but I don't
yeah.
think that like necessarily saves him.
So here I do a lot of I think the biggest mistake of the game
Mm-hmm.
in the countering part.
Mm-hmm.
So he will start, I think, with a 6k swing on his leader. And my hand is like the Rush Luffy, a
Mm-hmm.
0 cost and a 2k chopper blocker.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really wanna waste those cards
Mm-hmm.
because I will need all of them, like the blocker, presumably if I fall into 0, and the Rush Luffy to close out the game later.
Mm-hmm.
So my hopes were if I take the first one, he needs to attach a lot of Dawn to Brook,
Mm-hmm.
at least 4 to
Mm-hmm.
get 2 cards out of my hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really see this vision. I thought he wants to clear the tank cost now and get something done with his cards.
Mm-hmm.
But taking this life was a mistake looking back at it.
Mm.
Like I should have just give him the 2k chopper probably,
Mm-hmm.
because now he can just swing big with the brook, set me to 1. It's not too bad for me because I have the blocker,
Mm-hmm.
but I ended up countering out of this one. So probably countering the first swing here. Not countering the first swing is the mistake in this game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge mistake.
So he has 9 Dawn left. So what is he swinging here? Oh, he's swinging 8?
He's swinging 8, yeah. I still have
Oh,
leader ability,
interesting.
so yeah. So I need to give him like leader ability and still 2 cards,
Yeah.
which hurts, obviously.
I'm interested in seeing what he does
Uh,
with this last 5 Dawn. This is interesting to me.
Yeah, I mean his hand is Manchury, I think, and
Who's
I
who?
think
I think
2K.
yeah, I think it's a who's who.
Yeah. So looking back at it, I'm definitely smarter now.
So Mancherry?
But yeah, he does the value play.
Is he just putting a Brook on board? Like, or there's a Hina in there, I think, actually. Maybe he grabs Hina.
Now he thinks about it. It's one of those two. I think he evaluates the -1 more than the -1k on Brook, than the 5k stat line on Hina. Just to be sure to, if I play a blocker, he can KO it on
he
attack.
He can KO it, yeah. Which I think is extremely reasonable. I think that's what he's mulling over. Yep, and he does decide the Brook. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, finally.
Yeah.
A little late.
There he is.
A little late.
There he is. A little late. So my thought process here is, he's very low on resources. I can't finish the game this or next turn, because if I let the Manchury live, he can just recycle the Rebecca over and over.
Yeah.
So Manchury needs to die, and my hand is 0 cost.
Or you have a 2k 1k.
A non-counter and a 2k 1k. So if I play the Tankos Shanks, I can obviously clear Manchury and Brook. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going. Remember where we were.
Okay, we're back. So here you're considering the 10 drop.
Yes. Probably no other choice. And as you said, my hand is like a 2k and a 1k. So I can counter out an 8k attack. The Brook is currently on 3. So he can swing either 9-9 or 8-10. And if he swings 8-10, I can counter out the 8. Then he of course has 5 Dons available to do something with Rebecca or stuff like that. And if he decides to swing 9-9, I need at least a 1k in my life. So that was my bet when I do this, because he's on 3 cards in hand. So if he goes for a game and I can counter out, I have safe lethal with 11, 13, 14. 15, so 11, 6 on leader, 11, 1 on 1 Shanks, and
and he top decked a Rebecca.
Yep.
Oh, he's nuts.
But he still decides to go 9-9.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, and it was a dragon in life.
Wow, I think I prefer the 9-9, except for the fact that he drew the Rebecca. That's actually,
yeah.
I'm really surprised he went 9-9 instead of 8-10.
Yeah, me too. Like, it's like you go 9-9 if you need
to go for
no
game.
other play, right?
Yeah.
If you go for game, you have no other play. And if you think that the last life is more likely to be a non-counter than a 1k or 2k. So he might saw that I had more 2ks played this game than non-counters, and figured my deck is very bricky. It's more likely to be a 0 cost, a 0 counter. But him having the Rebecca and have the flexibility to, when he swings 8, I need to give him the 2 cards, and then I'm out of cards, and he can do his turn like he wants to do. Still brings me to 0 life and to top deck mode, and still doing his plays. I haven't asked him actually why he swung 9-9. But
yeah, that's really bizarre. I mean, obviously, like, it won him the game, so maybe he's thinking on a deeper level than me. But I feel like I for sure, given the context of drawing the Rebecca, I feel like I for sure go 8. You counter, I like swing 5. I play Rebecca. You take. I'm not exactly sure what the contents of his hand were, so maybe Rebecca grabs counter, maybe Rebecca grabs a body to play. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, I feel like I for sure would have done that. That's really interesting.
We'll never find out.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to hit him up again. Very nice guy, by the way.
Oh, really? Awesome.
Also from Germany.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, it's like met some really great people. It's one of the best, right? Obviously the game is fun, but it's even more fun if your opponent is kind, very sportsmanlike. You have a chat like every game.
Yep.
You need to see so many people from around Europe and NA even, and connect to them. It's see them at any event. It's like in Europe we have like the events in so many different countries, and they travel from around Europe, and it's always the same people. You meet them. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
It keeps motivating to play the game.
The game is full of so many fantastic people.
Yes. Makes it even more fun to go 100%. To those tournaments, see them in person.
Okay, so
back to the game.
Yeah.
So I lost the first game, so I can choose the second game. Chose to go first again, and found the Hongo on 3. So that's pretty interesting. I thought I try it out because I don't really need the counter in my hand in this matchup. And I want to have something on the board to maybe swing into the Uta. If he plays one, or do something with the -2 and still be a threat on the board. Maybe he wastes resources on the Hongo. So I thought it was just a better play than just swing 5.
My concern with playing this Hongo, I'm actually not a fan of it, is like you have to think about like what do you think like his ideal plays are, and like his ideal plays, he wants to play like Kuzan on 4, right? And if he plays Kuzan on 4, you know that like you don't have like a Lucky Brew or anything, so like you're gonna play this Yasop on 5, and if you play this Yasop on 5, then he kind of like accidentally KOs the Yasop, or he accidentally KOs the Hongo, right? Like he just goes like Kuzan leader -1 on the Hongo, and then like Lucci like just like he's not even trying to KO the Hongo, it just kind of works out. So I feel like I'm actually not a fan of putting the Hongo on the board here. Like I understand where you're coming from, but I think like just giving the Lucci player like value for no reason in that sort of line is like potentially problematic.
I see this too.
But that's not what happens here, so
that's not what happens. I'm lucky. You can't have Kuzan anytime.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, of course. It's free value for him. You're absolutely right. I don't know if did I have the Yasop from the beginning?
You did.
Maybe,
you did.
Right?
Yeah, it was in your opener.
Yeah, so it was.
But the Hongo actually will be pretty nice here because it means that you get to basically clear his whole board.
Yes.
So it's working out.
It's working out, yeah. Sometimes lucky. Yeah, here obviously -2 the Brook to either get 2/2Ks, which Lucci obviously doesn't give me.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever given you 2/2Ks there.
Yeah. And then it also eats a swing here, I think. I mean, if he just swings 5 anyways, it's just a free swing for him. But he's on 8 Don, so again, so many ways. Gets the -1. Again, the -1 comes in clutch
every
from
time.
The leader ability.
Yeah. The -1 allows him to remove this infinitely easier.
Yes.
I'm expecting like a Rebecca Hina Lucci-esque line here would be my guess. Yep.
Yeah.
He has the Hina in hand.
Yeah, then again, interesting, obviously, Jack is a card which is played in Lucci in some lists. So a Tempest Kick into, I don't know.
Into Jack, yeah.
Yeah, but there are not 10 cards in his trash, I think. But it could have worked.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
8.
Nah, there's only 8. Yeah, one short. Yeah. Or no. There was, because the Lucci was in there. He grabbed the Lucci, so there was exactly 9.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so he could have.
Yeah.
He could have.
He could have, but then also like Jack is not the best play. Like it gets punished by what means punish? It gets cleared by the dragon at least. If he would have that.
Unless he countered out for it.
Yeah.
I really like the Jack on that turn, honestly. Like, if he had it, I think it's really good.
Yeah, of course.
Like, you can only swing, what would it have been? It would have been a 12?
12.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2k, 1k.
Yeah.
And then, of course, if the Jack is surviving one turn at least, he can just Rebecca and
snowball from there
and defend it very easy. Yeah, of course. So, and I think Jack is gonna get his return now with the Lucci rise, at least here in Europe, which is, with the loss of Ice Age, just increases in its value. And I see it coming back, but.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I played it at both Virginia Beach and Peoria. I've had plenty of people who disagreed with me about putting Jack in the list, but it worked out pretty well for me.
Yeah. I love the card too.
Yeah, it's so strong.
There were so many 5Ks recently, 5 costs. But especially in the mirror and into Blackbeard, it's really good, and still into Doffy, it's so good.
No, it's crazy. All right, we're back. So finally dropping the Kaido.
Yeah,
Kaido
drops Kaido. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Kaido's actually not a card that me personally I'm not a huge fan of. I think it looks like he's probably running Kaido instead of Jack. I like Jack more personally. But if you want to like have a chance versus Blackbeard, like it's very reasonable to have Kaido in your deck list. And it does come up like in situations like this, obviously.
Yes. So Kaido's really good into Shanks. Like on curve, you always get to clear the body, like the Rayleigh or the dragon. And then even then, after that, it's just a Tempest Kick away to clear the 10 cost, which is.
Or if you like stuck an Uta. Yeah. Yeah, it is really good into Shanks. I do find though in my testing versus Shanks, a lot of the time it's difficult to drop more than one, just because they can pressure your life. So like a lot of the time, if they're like really like, depending on their hand, like sometimes they're just like really rushing you down, like with the Rush Luffy on 5 and then like the Dragon a couple turns later. Like you play the Kaido, but like the Kaido doesn't establish you a blocker and you're like on 2 life. And then like if they drop like another Dragon, all of a sudden you're at 1 life. So you can't like really afford to like play another Kaido.
Yeah. So here's another, I think, big mistake on my part. I reduced the Lucci by 3. And I decided to swing on it. And he's still very healthy. I think I should have swung face here and get him on a clock. Because with a Kaido on the board and his big hand size, my only shot is to rush him down at this point. But my hand is still very control oriented. Like I have the 10 cost. I think I have the 10 cost rush, but I still have a Rayleigh waiting there, and I felt like I'd still need to stay healthy here and hope he doesn't get to remove the board turn by turn. But it definitely felt weird, even in that moment, to swing like 7 into the 3 Lucci.
Yeah, if you were gonna choose to swing 7 at it, I feel like I would have preferred to reduce it by 2 and swing 7 into 4.
Yeah. Yeah, by far, by
Yeah.
far.
I don't mind you playing a little bit more control-esque. Like, it's a little harder because he has stuck this Kaido. Like, if he doesn't have a Kaido on board, I think it's more reasonable. But
Definitely.
like, even with the Kaido on board, like, given the context of your hand, like the fact that you have another Rayleigh, like, Rayleigh is really strong versus like this version of Lucci that just wants to put like a bunch of like kind of like middling bodies on the board.
Yes.
So I like, I don't hate it, I would say. Like, I think it's really reasonable.
Yeah. Yeah, this is one of the biggest decisions always with Shanks, like when to go live and threaten lethal
Mm-hmm.
and when to keep on playing the control and resource game.
I
You
do
can
wonder um, if there was ever a world where on that turn you could have dropped the 10 drop instead
Oh,
of the
I
Rayleigh.
think I think I don't have the 10 drop. I
Oh,
think
you
I
don't.
missed. I have another dragon there.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think. Yeah. I have a dragon and a Rayleigh, but still the same. Like I could go 9/9 to like. Oh no, he had a Rebecca there,
Mm-hmm.
but the dragon would have given me like a 7 and an 11 or a 10 and an 8. And I took the control route there because having a body on the board and then play the dragon feels a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously he can clear the body every turn from now on.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Manchery just eating a hit
Yeah, it's
is.
so
But I need
disgusting.
to. I
Yeah,
need
you
to
have
there.
to. You
Just
have to.
like if she can survive a turn, it's getting out of control
Yep.
for Lucci.
I agree.
So always feels bad. Like even if I have searchers, they are just like you said, they are just gonna get killed drive
Mm-hmm.
by Brooks or
Mm-hmm.
Lucci's, and there's nothing ever gonna stick. So the
Never.
the Manchery, I wonder why she wouldn't be played like in Lucci's before. But that's what Gecko did, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gecko took so much deck space
Mm-hmm.
for it
Mm-hmm.
that you couldn't experiment with stuff like Manchery.
Yeah.
Gecko was just too strong
Yeah.
to those things.
Strongest
But
card ever
Manchery was
printed.
strongest card by far, by
Mm-hmm.
far. And we saw what Manchery can do back in Sakazuki,
Mm-hmm.
and she's still very, very strong in Lucci now. Just to play the resource game in the late game.
Mm-hmm. So I have to
So he's still
imagine.
pretty healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty healthy. I have to imagine we start with this Tempest Kick.
Yep.
We can remove this like a ton of different ways, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not
Removing it,
Mm.
still establishing bodies on the field.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at 3 cards in hand now, I think. So he can just play the resource game now pretty safely. I think I saw another finger pistol in his hand. At least a spell.
Was there? I
Um,
missed that. Um,
Maybe not.
I think it. I see a Tashigi for sure. I see a Lucci for sure. I see a
Yeah,
Spandine for sure.
and I think he drew a Uta off
Uta.
of the
Mm-hmm.
Tempest.
So he's gonna Uta Lucci this, I think.
Yeah, probably. And then again, it's just Uta with no bodies. It's just like Annie's lobby, honestly.
Yes, it is.
It's
It is.
you can't really swing with it with the
Mm-hmm.
leader, obviously, and it's just a world enchantment standing there. It's such a good card.
Yeah. And sometimes you even get to have two of them on the board. Double Enos Lobby.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, she's not even that bad in the late game, as you see
No.
here.
No,
Just
she's
like
not.
dropping her for 2. It's when you set up and you're good to go. It's so hard to come back. Like you have to raise the Lucci at this point. So.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have the resource to do so.
Yeah,
So,
I think you're pretty goobed here.
yeah.
Like, you're down to so few cards in hand. He has this Uta, so it's going to be easier and easier for him to like clear your stuff going forward. He has this Kaido, so he's putting you on a clock. Like, I don't even know what sequence of events would have to happen for you to win from here, to be honest. I guess, like, I don't know. I actually don't know.
I mean, he's on 3 cards, so a 10 cost rush Shanks.
Yeah, it would actually be pretty good.
Would at least clear the Kaido for sure, and maybe the Hina if he doesn't have a 2K. But it would at least give me some edge here.
That's true. That's true. As long as he couldn't remove it, it would actually be really good. Which with only 3 cards, it's possible.
Yeah. But he lets it go. I went actually 11 into the Kaido. Play the Lucky Roo. Obviously, it doesn't give me an edge on the long run here. He's still at 3 life. I need to block and stabilize. 1 card left in my hand. I think it's a dragon.
Yeah, and he has the Tashigi to potentially remove this Lucky Roo, which I think will actually be really strong here. He can go like Hina Tashigi, remove the Lucky Roo, swing at you 3 times. He's 5 wide and you have very little resources.
Yeah. And he just does just the right thing, Just going wide. Don't take any risks here. Just play it safely.
And then just 666. You have to take.
Yeah.
You let him think that you maybe have counter.
Calmly. Like he thinks about every play, which don't hesitate. Think about every situation and then
plays very smart. Oh, are you? Yeah. No, you're not dead. I was like, did you actually get 2 bricks? No, you didn't. But you might as well be, right? Like there's no top decks that get you out of this. All right. That's the end of the game. That's the end of the game. Congratulations on your second place.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Anything you wanna say to the people at home before we wrap this up?
No, just congratulate my final game opponent once again. Really deserved the win there. Very happy to go back to back on the top card. Like I waited so long for the serial and now got it and stopped in the final. So congrats on him. Thanks for having me once again.
Yeah,
it was a ton of fun. Fun to have the dialogue here on the 2 perspective. Like having someone to give the insight from the other side. Once the Dorothy, now second the Lucci helps me a lot too. So I think these contents are like a godsend too. Like not only for newer players, but as well for like players with even more experience. Just having the insight and having like a second thought helps me a lot always. So I appreciate the content and having me today.
Awesome. Thank you again. You guys can check out his Twitter down below, and I appreciate you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.